Okay, dear students, dear viewers, you are once again welcome to this lecture on Graduate Research Seminar 1, where the focus is on scholarly writing. This is a class for Masters in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies, but the content is useful for any person who is interested in academic writing. So you're most welcome to this lecture. Your facilitator is still Dr. Kahwa Mark from the Faculty of Education, Mountains of the Moon University. We have already looked at a number of things when it comes to academic writing. We made the general introduction. We looked at what academic writing is. We looked at the different types of publications. We looked at the skills of academic writing. We looked at how to publish your article. So we have looked at a number of things. So in this lecture, we are now going to look at what we call predatory journals in the process of manuscript preparation and submission. So what are predatory? What are predatory journals? You know, in the process of publication, you will need to submit your manuscript for publication, but quite often researchers submit their work, and their work lands on fake journals. So that is what we call the predatory journals. So by definition, predatory journals are fake publishers that charge authors fees upfront, but do not provide the services that they promise. So, and the majority of these predatory journals will, take payments without ever publishing their work. And if they publish it, they will just publish it as is, without any revisions, without critiquing the work. So that is what we call the predatory journals. As you read in other research books, predatory journals are given different names. Somewhere you'll find they are called fake journals. In other books, you'll find they are calling them fraudulent journals, pseudo journals. So you'll find different names associated with the predatory journals. But all in all, when we talk of the predatory journals, we are talking about the fake journals. Now, while others publish articles, these journals publish articles without any form of editorial or peer review process. You know, in academic publishing, the ideal process is that when you submit your work, it will go to the editorial board, it will reach the desk of the chief editor. The chief editor will check it if it meets the requirements for the journal. For example, if it complies with the author's guidelines. And then once it is found fit, it is complying with the author's guidelines, then the manuscript is sent to the reviewers. But we are saying with these fake or fraudulent or predatory journals, all those processes are ignored. It is just handled maybe by just one person whose intention and whose main focus is, to scoop money from the publishers. So these are fake. So why this topic or subtopic is important is that as a researcher, as you plan to publish your work, then you should be able to identify these predatory journals and make sure that you avoid them. Because if you don't, it means that you are now going to publish your work, but your work will not be acceptable in the scholarly community. So predatory journals are also called, as I've already said, fraudulent, deceptive. Actually, they deceive you. They are deceptive, or they are pseudo journals. I've already talked about that. So predatory publishers are dishonest and they lack transparency. They aim to, target researchers, and especially the inexperienced researchers, the junior researchers, the novice researchers who are not aware of the process of publication, who cannot distinguish between a genuine journal and a fake journal. So normally these predatory publishers, they will target that category of authors. Now, predatory publishers, they will produce hundreds to thousands of low-quality online journals to benefit from the author's fees. As I have already said, for them, their main intention is to scoop money from the authors, the unsuspecting authors, who think that these are genuine publishers, these are genuine journals, and they end up paying the article processing fees. So they will publish a lot of, substandard articles online. And again, they don't only stop at, publishing substandard articles, but they also organize fake international conferences. And these fake international conferences are also paid for, because you pay for the conference processing fees. So they also scoop that money out of the authors. So you will pay for an international conference, and normally it is advertised massively online. You will submit the abstract. Within a very short time, they will tell you the abstract has been accepted. Then they will tell you to start, processing the full paper. They will say you submit the full paper, and then they will ask you to pay for the conference fees. You will pay for the conference fees. And they are also associated with other fraudulent services. They will say you pay for the air ticket. They will say you pay for accommodation. They will say you pay for other additional things, but all those are fake. So you really have to be not only careful about the predatory publishers who publish substandard articles, but you also have to be very careful that these same fake publishers will also advertise fake international conferences, and you'll end up paying, and then in the end you'll never see them. Now, because predatory publishers do not follow the proper academic standards and processes for publishing, they usually publish a manuscript within a very short time. Later on in this lecture, we shall look at the features or the characteristics of how you can identify the fake journals. But one of them is that your article will be published within a very short time. You submit an article like today, and within less than a week, they will just send you information that your article has been, your manuscript has been accepted for publication, and they will ask you to pay for the fees. So now, how to identify these predatory journals and publishers? And this is very key, especially if you are a novice author, you are a novice researcher, you are a junior researcher. Sometimes you might not be able to identify, to distinguish between a fake and a genuine journal, or between fake publishers and genuine publishers. So what are the things that will guide you to say that, I think once I have seen this, then this must be a fake journal. Once I have seen this, then must be a genuine journal. So these are some of the things that will guide you to identify the genuine and the fake publishers. Just like it is said in the Bible. You remember that story when Jesus' disciples were worried about the false prophets. And because the false prophets were also performing miracles, just like the genuine prophets. And they were worried, how can they distinguish, how can they make a distinction between the fake prophets and the genuine prophets? And you remember what he just told them? He told them that you will see them by their fruits. A genuine prophet will be seen by their fruits. A fake prophet will also be seen from their fruits. Likewise, a genuine publisher or a genuine journal will be seen by its characteristics, and a fake one also will be seen by its characteristics. And this is what now we are presenting. One, the scope of interest is mixed up with non-related themes or topics. Normally, genuine journals will have a scope. When you go online, every authentic journal will have the scope, and that scope will always be published online. So meaning that when you are going to submit your work, you're going to submit your article must be within that scope. It shouldn't be outside that scope. But now we are saying that for the fake journals, you'll find that the scope is mixed up. It is looking at different aspects, different disciplines, all of them mingled up. So, and here we give an example. You'll find, for example, a journal is saying its scope is on one of its items that define its scope is, for example, adult education. Then maybe agricultural education. Then you will see rocket science. Then you will see business education. Then you will see zoology and botany. Then you will see human psychology. So cross-disciplinary areas of education. So as you can see from that scope, the scope is mixed up, unrelated areas, unrelated disciplines. So the moment you see that, then it should give you a clue that I think what I'm dealing with a fake journal, and I'm dealing with a fake publisher. So that is one of the things how you can identify a fake journal. Then two, the website contains unchecked spelling and grammatical errors. Because when you go on the website of any article, you'll find the article is, addressing so many things. It will be addressing, for example, you'll see the home page, you will see the author's guidelines, you will see the scope. You see so many things that the journal is doing. They publish the recently published articles, maybe the forthcoming editions, and so on and so forth. But one thing that we see that most of that information is, has a lot of unchecked spellings, a lot of grammatical errors. Then the moment you see that, then it should be an eye-opening that what you are dealing with is a fake journal. Then the website information, the image is distorted, is fuzzy, intended to look like something that they are not. Why? Because they don't want to present accurate information. They don't want to present clear information. So whatever information you see there will actually be kind of like distorted, kind of like unconnected. So then again, the homepage language targets authors and are very persuasive. So the information you find there is very persuasive. For example, they will, advertise themselves. They will tell you about, for example, the time they will take to publish. They will show you that once you submit your article, it will be published within just a short time, maybe within a week or less than a week. They are trying to persuade you. They are trying to appear so persuasive so that you can publish with them. So the description of the manuscript handling process is lucky. Normally, joining articles will have the handling process. You will know the different steps you will take. From the time of submitting your manuscript up to the time of publication, the processes are defined. The processes are clear. The timelines are clear. They are well defined. But for the fake journals, you will never find that information. So, dear students, we are still looking at how to identify the predatory journals and publishers. We have already looked at the three characteristics, or three features, or three things that you can look at and be able to distinguish between a fake and a genuine journal. We are now going for a break, and we shall pick on from here. So thank you so much.